Welcome to Hidden Costs. Your iPhone screen cracks. You take it to a repair shop. They fix it. You turn it on, unable to activate Touch ID. That's not a bug. That's by design. Who profits when your device becomes a brick after a simple repair? In 2016, Apple released a software update, Error 53. Thousands of iPhones went dark, completely dead, black screens, no recovery. The crime? Getting a Touch ID sensor replaced at an unauthorized shop. Apple called it a security feature. The backlash called it what it was, control. They apologized, released a fix, but the message was clear. This isn't about one scandal, it's about a system. Parts pairing, that's the weapon. Every component in your iPhone has a serial number. Your screen, your battery, your camera, even the screws in some models. When you turn on your phone, it checks those numbers against a database. If any part doesn't match Apple's records, if it wasn't installed by Apple or an authorized provider, your phone throws errors, disables features, nags you with warnings. Swap genuine Apple screens between two brand new iPhones? Face ID stops working. True Tone disables. The phone screams at you that something's wrong, even though both parts are authentic. Louis Rossmann demonstrated this on YouTube to 2 million viewers. Two factory-fresh iPhone 14s swapped their genuine screens, both phones, through error messages.
Genuine parts, never touched by third parties, still blocked. Apple rolled back some pairing restrictions in 2025. Used parts from donor phones now work, unless they're logic boards. But that rollback? It didn't come from Apple's generosity. It came because the EU forced their hand. Self-service repair launched in April 2022, expanded to Europe in 2024, iPads added in 2025. Sounds like progress, right? Here's what they ship you: an 80-pound toolkit, split across two massive Pelican cases. You rent it for $49. Inside, heated display press, precision torque drivers, battery press, adhesive rollers, a 74-page manual just to replace a battery. The message is coded but clear. This isn't for you. Too hard? Just buy new. That's the business model. Companies profit twice: sell you the device, then make repairs so expensive or so restricted that you buy a new one instead. The economics are brutal. Repair margins run 40 to 60%. Hardware margins, 38%. Apple's services division, which includes repairs and AppleCare, pulled in $85 billion in 2024. That's more than McDonald's makes globally, from all those burgers.
Planned obsolescence isn't just batteries that degrade. It's repair economics that make replacement the smart choice. The average American now replaces their phone every 2.7 years. In 2010, 4.3 years. Your phone didn't get worse. Repair got harder. Why do we accept this? 3 mechanisms keep us trapped. First, convenience friction. Apple designs the easy path to lead straight to them. Your screen cracks, your phone prompts you, find an Apple store. One tap, map appears, appointment booked. Independent shops? You Google them, read reviews, call for quotes, wonder if they'll void something, wonder if they're sketchy. When the easy option is the profitable option, most people take it. Second, brand halo effect. A 2024 YouGov survey found 62% of iPhone users trust Apple repairs more than independent shops, even when shown identical warranty terms. The logo triggers something. fMRI brain scans show Apple brand imagery lights up the medial prefrontal cortex. That's the same region that activates when religious believers see sacred symbols. You're not buying a repair, you're protecting your identity. Third, loss aversion amplification. A cracked screen is visible. It's a status wound. TikTok comments on cracked phones? Charge your phone and get that screen fixed, broke boy. Reddit threads mock Android users with shattered screens. The
the social cost of looking poor outweighs the financial cost of an expensive repair. So you pay, you restore the premium look, you protect the image. Apple exploits this. Their marketing screams premium experience and quality standards. Independent shops get coded as risky, corner-cutting, sketchy. Even though a 2023 independent repair quality study showed failure rates of 2.1% for third-party shops versus 1.8% for Apple. Statistically insignificant, but fear beats statistics. The cognitive load is real. Learning to repair your own phone requires time, attention, willingness to risk breaking something. Apple's self-service repair deliberately increases that load. The iPhone 14 battery replacement manual is 74 pages. You need to heat the phone to 150 degrees to soften the adhesive. You need a heat gun, 6 different screwdrivers, spudgers, suction cups, and steady hands. Compare that to Samsung phones sold in Europe. Under new EU regulations, they must ship with available spare parts and clear repair guides. The process is simpler by law. Apple's message lands. This is for experienced users. Translation, this isn't for you.
And it works. Despite launching in 2022, self-service repair accounts for less than 1% of total repairs. Most people glance at the requirements and go straight to Apple. You're not lazy. You're responding rationally to artificially inflated barriers. But here's the darker play. This isn't just about repair. It's about ecosystem lock. Apple controls the hardware, the software, the parts supply chain, the diagnostics, the repair network, the customer relationship from purchase to disposal. Every layer extracts profit. AirPods are the perfect example. Batteries glued inside a case that can't be opened without destruction. When the battery dies after 18 to 24 months, your only option is buying new ones for $250. Apple sold an estimated 200 million AirPods in 2024. Assume a 3-year replacement cycle. That's 133 million units in guaranteed planned obsolescence annually. Billions in locked-in future revenue. The EU's new right to repair rules specifically target this. Products must be designed for disassembly. Batteries must be user-replaceable without specialized tools. Apple's response? They're redesigning products for Europe while keeping US models less repairable. The iPhone 15 sold in the EU has easier battery removal, different screws, weaker adhesive. The US version? Still glued shut. Geographic repair apartheid. MacBooks with serialized SSDs that die when you swap them. iMacs with RAM soldered to the motherboard. The magic mouse that charges through a port on the bottom, unusable while charging, because making it repairable would compromise clean design. Every decision that sacrifices repairability protects recurring revenue. A 2024 IDC analysis found that if devices lasted just 1 year longer due to easier repair, the smartphone market would contract by 15%. That's $120 billion in lost annual sales globally. Apple's market cap is $3.5 trillion. It's built on predictable replacement cycles. Extend product life and the financial model collapses. They can't say that publicly, so they talk about security, quality, protecting users. The European Commission's 2025 report on right to repair compliance found no evidence that independent repairs increased security breaches or device failures compared to manufacturer repairs. The security argument is a smokescreen. Now let's document what they tried to hide. Error 53 wasn't a bug, it was enforcement that got exposed. February 2016, iPhone 6 users updated to iOS 9 after getting Touch ID repairs from third-party shops. Their phones bricked permanently. Black screen, error 53, no recovery possible. Apple's first response? Security feature to protect your fingerprint data. Security researchers called it immediately. The secure enclave chip storing fingerprint data was never compromised by third-party repairs. The error 53 check happened at software level, not hardware. It was enforcement, not protection. The Guardian ran the headline, Apple remotely bricks iPhones to prevent repairs. A UK law firm filed a lawsuit representing thousands. Apple reversed within a week, released iOS 9.2.1 that removed the check, called it an error in their protocol. They didn't apologize for the policy, they apologized for getting caught. But the pattern repeated. iOS updates in 2017 disabled iPhone 7 microphones after third-party repairs. In 2019, iPhone XS screens threw warnings. In 2021, iPhone 12 cameras lost features with non-Apple parts. Each time, Apple claimed security or quality. Each time, the restrictions served one purpose: funneling repairs back to Apple. The FTC noticed. Their 2021 report nixing the fix specifically named Apple and 8 other manufacturers for repair restrictions that violated antitrust principles. But policy statements don't have enforcement teeth. Real enforcement came from voters and lawmakers. Massachusetts Question 1 in 2020 passed with 75% of the vote. It forced car manufacturers to provide mechanical data and diagnostic tools to independent shops on the same terms as dealers. Automakers sued, claimed cybersecurity risks. In January 2025, the Massachusetts Supreme Court rejected the appeal. The law stands, and it's now the template for electronics. The EU went harder. The June 2025 Ecodesign Directive mandates spare parts available within 5 to 10 business days, 7-year availability after last unit sold, no software locks preventing compatible parts, repair manuals published publicly, fines up to 4% of global revenue for non-compliance. Apple now provides parts pairing exemptions for used components in Europe that they still block in the US. Same company, same phones, different rights depending on your zip code. Europe generated 14.4 million tons of electronic equipment waste in 2022. Only 35% was properly recycled. The rest, landfills and incinerators releasing toxic metals into air and groundwater. Repair could cut that by 40%, but not if software prevents it. Phones are being replaced twice as fast as a decade ago, not because of hardware failure, because of software locks. The geographic divide is stark. Europe forces openness through law. The US fights state by state against industry lobbyists. But proof of concept exists. Fairphone proves modular design works. Replaceable batteries, swappable cameras, screens that unscrew. No thinness obsession, no glue traps. And it works. The company's profitable. Users keep devices 4 to 6 years instead of 2 to 3. So what actually changes this? Repair freedom requires 3 things: parts access, diagnostic access, and legal enforcement with teeth. Apple's self-service repair is a PR move, not a solution. Controlled access with inflated friction. Real change looks like policy, design, and consumer action. Policy: federal right to repair legislation modeled on EU rules. Criminal penalties for software locks that disable devices. Mandatory spare parts availability. No more geographic apartheid. Design: modular construction. Batteries that slide out. Components that unscrew. Repair guides in the box, not behind paywalls. Consumer level: choose repairable products, support legislation, use independent shops when possible. Make manufacturers compete on durability, not planned obsolescence. Every repair rebels against that $120 billion replacement market. If this evidence hits you, hit like. Amplify this for the repair fighters getting crushed by lobbyists. The momentum exists. From Error 53 in 2016 to partial rollbacks in 2025, progress is real, but so is the threat. Software locks are evolving. Right now, companies are developing security protocols that sound reasonable but function as repair blocks. Cloud-based authentication, encrypted diagnostics, safety features that just happen to make third-party repair impossible. Vigilance isn't optional. The hidden cost here is your freedom, your autonomy, the illusion that you own what you buy, and the planet's waste, mountains of functional devices discarded because a chip wasn't authorized. Subscribe for evidence-based investigations that follow the money, not the marketing. Comment your repair story below. The blocked fix, the insane quote, the time you just bought new instead. Hidden costs uncovers the real price tags. The checkout is just the beginning.